The Power of Empires, a historical comparison of the British and Mongol Empires. Welcome to this video, where we will analyze the power of empires and notably compare the British and Mongol Empires. The British Empire was one of the biggest and most important empires in history, sprawling across nearly a quarter of the world's surface. The Mongol Empire, on the other hand, was one of the biggest continuous empires ever established, spanning from Eastern Europe to China. Each of these empires shaped the world as we know it today, and understanding their ascension to power may provide insights into how empires function. Let's start by taking a look at the British Empire. At its height, it was the biggest empire in history, encompassing over 13 million square miles and governing over 500 million people. The empire began to take shape in the 16th century with the colonization of North America and the establishment of trade routes in India. The British then expanded their power through military conquest and the acquisition of colonies in Africa, Asia, and the Caribbean. The British Empire was driven by economic interests, primarily trade and resources, and was defined by a strong naval presence and a network of colonies and protectorates. The Mongol Empire, on the other hand, was formed in the 13th century and was founded by Genghis Khan. The empire was built via military conquests, and at its height, it was the biggest contiguous empire in history. The Mongol Empire expanded from Eastern Europe to China, comprising roughly 22 million square kilometers and commanding an estimated 100 million people. The Mongol Empire was characterized by a strong military presence and a centralized administrative framework, which allowed for the successful governance of a huge and diversified population. So, let's compare these two empires. Whereas the British Empire was driven by economic interests, the Mongol Empire was fueled by military conquests. The British employed their maritime and commercial networks to create their empire, but the Mongols leaned on their horses and army to acquire and hold control over their area. Both empires had a major impact on the countries they governed. The British Empire offered new technology, ideas, and institutions to the countries it conquered but also exploited their resources and people. The Mongol Empire gave stability to the lands it conquered, built a consistent legal system, and permitted trade across the Eurasian continent, but it also put a harsh tax burden on its citizens. Another key contrast between these two empires was their legacy. The British Empire, despite its various flaws, had a lasting impact on the world. It is particularly with the growth of the English language, the formation of modern institutions, and the development of a global economy. The Mongol Empire, on the other hand, left a smaller tangible legacy, but its imprint may be seen in the shared cultural practices and institutions of the numerous nations it conquered. In conclusion, the British and Mongol empires were two of the most powerful empires in history, each with its own particular qualities and legacies. The British Empire was driven by economic interests and growth through colonization, but the Mongol Empire was fueled by military conquests and centralized government.